walking up, that seems that we've got everybody here that we need to have. So welcome you all to coming here tonight. My name is Sue Bryant and I'm the local historian here. I work out at the museum and also do private, as we are doing here, walking tours of the city of, different areas of the city of Surrey. As we go through, as we talk about Cloverdale, you'll start to understand that Cloverdale is actually quite an old city as far as Western culture goes, I guess. We're definitely West Coast culture goes. So we'll talk a little bit about how it developed and how many energies are still around this area. And with that, I want to introduce Catherine. She is our medium here today. Do you want to say a little bit?
Sure. I'd like to welcome all of you here, all those that I see and all those that not everybody sees. At the end of the tour tonight, we'll all be re-meeting at Gypsy Moon, where I will give messages from Spirit. So I hope you all enjoy it and get a really good message.
One more person or people that I would like to introduce. We have our friends from Coldspotters here today. We have Calvin.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, thank you. And we have a couple of the other members down the street in the area that we're going to be investigating. So I'll leave it to Calvin.
Well, it'll be a lot of fun. At the conclusion of the walking tour, we'll be down at 176.
176.
Yes, it used to be a funeral home. Yeah, and so what we're gonna do is kind of set up our equipment and just kind of run everybody through how we conduct an investigation and kind of demo the equipment. And so it's a lot of fun and very informative, and I hope everyone enjoys. So. Yeah.
On that, we've been working together now for just over a year on these tours, and we're doing them. You know, we try and do them every month, but it just depends on schedule. But having said that, I'm a fairly analytical person, and I watch what happens. What I've seen with Calvin's group has been nothing but consummate professionalism, and seeing how the things that they found through our many investigations has astounded me. So I hope that you guys will find that when we talk a little bit more about what they found in their walks over the last little while.
Yeah.
Now I have a voice that tends to giving you a little bit of an idea of this area. This was the highway garage back in the day. It was the first garage. This was where La Belle Vie is now. This is actually, it was the first newspaper, just sort of the bustling sort of business district, if you will, of the day. So this is actually what this building looked like before he put his round roof on in 1937. You can kind of see from the picture, you know, it was, you know, you can't really see the street, but it was kind of like this. It was just gravel. And, you know, you drove your car up in here. If you actually look at this thing, it's pretty cool when you go on high definition. You can see the little oil bottles in the back and, you know, the kids running around the oil barrels and all kinds of fun stuff. And unfortunately, we didn't have the safety precautions that we have today when we're working with vehicles. So, you know, you think about these cars and how did you jack them up and how did you get underneath? And unfortunately, we had several people that lost their lives in this building when those cars came down on them. And we know, again, we think about it, you know, we jack it up, we do these things. But unfortunately, back in the day, we didn't have that type of security that we would have had back then. Hey, where's Frida? I might call on you in a minute. So. Okay. Before we tell the story about this hotel here, or what was a hotel at the time, just kind of giving you a little bit of an idea of some of the areas around here. Now, I don't know, again, some of you have said you've been to Cloverdale, you know the area. Does anyone know when I say the truck museum where I'm meeting? Yeah, so just up here a little bit. So sort of kitty corner to that used to be Hopley's General Store. And who Hopley was, is he was a gentleman from China who would be sort of a contractor, if you will, a farm labor. So he would bring in people from different areas, Chinatown and different areas of the city, and they would contract them out to work in the farms. It wasn't always the best situation, but that was the way things were done back in the day. He also had an opium den, and he was quite well known for the front of his shop, was where you got your proper legal stuff. But if you had a little bit of a knowledge of him, you would go in the back and you would do your half opium. Now I say this was not just a rumor. When his house was torn down in the late 70s, we have two people on the Historical Society that were there that day, and they pulled out 6 opium bottles that came from there. I've seen them, they're pretty cool. So I must say, they dated from the 1910s, 1920s. Hopley was, as much as he had, and again, you know, didn't have the medicines that we have now. We didn't have ways of managing pain like we have now. So Hopley wasn't a bad person. He was just providing something to the community to help them at when in their time of need. So anyway, Hopley eventually did return to his native land, and he's from Guangdong province, and he has that's where he passed. But he did keep in touch with people here to his passing day. It's always want to kind of mention that because I mean, you look at these buildings and you think, oh, they're sort of old, whatever. But there's so much history in every single building we have here. So on that note, I want to sort of bring attention to this building here. Originally, in the very, very early days, it was Fournier's livery. So it was where you kept, you had your horses taken care of, and you could stay overnight. It was a boarding house. The boarding house stayed as it went, and it became several different hotels. It became the Moore Hotel, the White Hotel, the Star Hotel. It was a whole bunch of different hotels over the time frame. Now, sort of, so I know your phone was ringing, but I want to.
It also was the house of the repute.
Yes.
Aha.
And they had the jump out of windows here. They had all kinds of interesting things. Right now, it's a lot of people who are down on their luck that live here in the rooms here through our welfare society. They're all in those rooms now. So it's never been a first-class hotel.
I think too, when we talked about the original owner, he actually lost to the poker game. Correctly.
Yes. Louis, apparently one of the owners I know, she was an elderly lady. But apparently Louis got this from her in a poker game.
Oh.
Yes. Now whether he ever got a deed to it or not, I don't know. But this poor place has its problems. Louis did the wiring, so this store could be paying that store's electricity. That store could be paying for the electricity upstairs.
Yeah. No gold seal or red seals here, eh?
No. He had the plumbing when it was the restaurant. It didn't go to the sewer. It just drained underneath the building. So it had a terrible cockroach problem there for a while.
I should mention too, I know we introduced ourselves, but I didn't really take time to mention you, and I should. Frida has been in the community for many, many years, but she also owned the Yield Piggy Bank for 36 years, I believe. 37 years. Yeah. It was, we'll talk about that store as we go by a little bit later, but there isn't much that Frida hasn't seen in these last few years. So
Not really.
She's been instrumental to tell me some of the stories of the day.
Louis also was another lady who had a restaurant here. And after she closed up, somehow I guess he had the keys to get in there. So he used to entertain his friends after she closed. And he would serve, her food. Oh yeah.
So just to mention, as I'm looking up here, I'm always seeing at least one spirit up there that I'm connecting with. And this one, this time, happens to be a young male. He's got like sandy blonde hair, kind of wind blown. Looks like he's a very good looking young man. Fair with blue eyes. Dressed in period clothing. I'm gonna call it a white shirt, but it was like not really white anymore. The rolled up sleeves and kind of a brown tan vest. I'm just seeing the top half of them, but as I'm connecting with him, he is having a gay old time, and I don't know, but okay. Pardon the play on words, but it was actually literally as well.
Right.
So when Frida says it was the house of ill repute, it was like almost anything goes. So that was back in those days when there was a different perspective on things, but this young man is theirs that I'm.
No, we're gonna walk down.